Richard Sloan is a story in himself, and he'll be carrying our crash cam tonight at Heat #1. Tim Castelluzzi, car number 27, Brockton, Mass. He also has never won. His favorite movie is Christine, and that's appropriate. Jason STOMSKI is in the 28 car from Westfield, Mass. Antonello, number 29. And Tony Daggess calls himself Dr. Demo. Bill Davis is in the 31 car. He believes in a soft touch, or so he says. Number 32 car is Darren.
That blood, as Bobby Gerald found out.
You all know the story of the Hatfields and the McCoys and the Montagues and the Capulets. Well, maybe not the Montagues and the Capulets, but here tonight there's going to be a brawl at the New England Slam Chowder. You see, the deal is we've got a bunch of people here that don't really care for each other. Regal Auto Parts is mad at the guys from Everett's Auto Parts. And take a look at this group, Gang Green. They are ornery bunch. Now, this is Jim Mann from Jim Mann's Auto Gallery. He has a beef with the guys from Everett's. So you can see the war starting to build. Now, on top of all that, a declaration, an actual declaration of war has been sent out. There's the official notice, and Steve Bucknam Sr. has put this out. Steve, why are you mad?
They put a bounty on me at the last TNN production show, so I'm here to take them out. I'm going to win the whole show.
What are you going to do to them?
I'm going to take them out. I'm going to go cross track and take them right out of the picture.
It's an ugly scene here, and Jeff, where are you going? Why are you leaving me, man? What's happening?
I don't want to be in Bobby's shoes down there, Steve. That is a rough crowd, no question. Well, Bobby is safely out of the emergency room and back here at the racetrack. You know, if your day job has any influence on your demo driving ability, then the folks in Heat 1 had better keep an eye out for car number 36, driven by Sonny Germaine. From 9 to 5, Sonny's a corrections officer in Hartford, Connecticut, and there's no question he's one tough guy.
As a correction officer, I maintain order within inside the facility. We show the inmates respect, but we expect it back. That's the way I am with my enduro team and my demo team. I expect them to give me respect, I give it back, and we have a good, fun time.
Okay, guys, here's the deal. We got to get this car ready for a big demolition derby. It's going to take some real heavy hits, and we got to be tough. We got to be real tough. We're going to face some tough competitors. I need to know, is my crew ready? Joe, are you ready, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Dad, are you ready, Dad?
Yes, sir.
Grandma, are you ready?
Yes, honey, I'm ready. I'll help you any way I can.
Okay, crew, let's get to work. Come on, Joe, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's only a demo car.
Hey, you want it done fast or right?
What are you doing, Dad? Let's go. We got to get this thing going. Come on.
I'm doing the best I can. This isn't an easy job, you know.
Yeah, let's go, let's go. Okay, Grandma, we got to pick up the pace here. We're not going to have this car ready for the demo.
Sonny, I'm going as fast as I can. And if you don't treat those guys right, I'm not letting you use my car in the derby.
Oh, Grandma, don't do that.
I tell you, Sonny does not sass Grandma, does he? Not a bit. And here's Frankenstein in jail in the back seat of Sonny Germaine Jr.'s car. Remember, he's a securities guard at a prison. Let's go down to Tim Wilson. Hey, Tim, how's it look down there, buddy?
It looks good. I'm with the White Heat team. I'm with the Gang Green team. This is the official hubcap toss of stock car football. This is heads. This is tails. White Heat calling in the air. It is heads. The Gang Green team.
I would like to kick.
Will kick. White Heat will receive. Shake hands and come out hitting.
I guarantee you they're going to do that. With the shape of that Chevy hubcap, I'd have for sure gone with heads. I think it'd come up that about 80% of the time. Stay with us. We'll be right back. To those 6 states has a recreation in scaled-down fashion of one of their most famous state buildings. It truly is a walk back into history as well as a lot of fun, State Fair style. And the fans here are having just a huge time as we get ready for heat number 1. We'll have 20 cars for just about 12 minutes of action. There's 4 judges that'll be watching everything. Sean Byrne in car number 20 calls himself Bubba, 81 Olds 88. Steve Kurz from West Springfield, Mass. There's Michael Kingsley, calls himself the Kingpin with a 75 Pontiac, rather. And then we have Thomas Rossetti, followed by Robert Gibbons Jr. in a 76 Chevrolet from Brockton, Mass. That's a real hotbed of racing. Mariner Red Dog Grant is 55 years old and has never won in car number 25. Richard Sloan is a story in himself, and he'll be carrying our crash cam tonight at heat number 1. Tim Castelluzzi, number 27, Brockton, Mass. He also is number 1. His favorite movie is Christine, and that's appropriate. Jason Stomsky is in the 28 car from Westfield, Mass. Thomas Antonello, number 29. And Tony Daggess calls himself Dr. Demo. Bill Davis is in the 31 car. He believes in a soft touch, or so he says. Number 32 car is Darren St. Jean, also known among the troops as Captain Crunch, for good reason. Number 33 is William LaPointe Jr. from Palmer, Mass. Number 34, Mike Bernardi. Wheeling car number 35 is Phil Mann, and his favorite NASCAR driver is anybody but Jeff Gordon. A lot of that going around. Harry Germaine Jr. with Frankenstein in jail. We saw that as we showed you the grid. Jimmy the Shark Silva in car number 37. Mike Gigantino, Maniac Mike, in car number 38. And that rounds out the field. Now, these are all rookies or drivers who have never won. By that down, I mean they've never won a heat, and we are underway with Slam Chowder.
Well, somebody's going to be a winner in this heat for sure, Steve. I'll tell you what, I got to go with Harry Germaine. He's got to be my favorite in this. I just like Grandma. I think she's gonna be instrumental in helping him win.
And here's slick Rick Sloan, car number 26, and that is the onboard camera. Now, that dirt you see out there is on top of an asphalt parking lot with portable concrete walls around it. It's only about 3 inches thick. And once they start moving that dirt around and make some contact with the pavement, I think we're going to see some pretty tough hits.
They're going to start getting some traction, and you should see some good hits tonight. But right now, it's kind of slipping and sliding out there. It's hard to get into momentum.
Well, as I said before, Rick Sloan is one courageous guy in car number 26 with our crash cam. He is suffering from kidney disease and is out here tonight with the permission of his doctor, because apparently he can't get any better other than dialysis 3 days a week. And he is on a list for kidneys, and it's a long list, so we could maybe make it shorter if you call the number on your screen right now, 1-800-622-9010, and learn more about kidney donation and help for guys like slick Rick Sloan. But what a trooper out here tonight, just banging with the best of them.
You know, he really is, and it's not easy in those cars. And number 31 here looks like he's kind of bogged down there, Steve. He's sandwiched in between two here. That's Bill Davis, mechanic in real life. He's going to have to come up with some mechanical genius to get out of that mess he's in right there.
Well, he must be down to the pavement because the tire smoke's just boiling off of the rear end.
It's hard for them to see down there with all that smoke. We got a real log jam here. Somebody's got to give a little ground so somebody can get out of there and get some momentum and hit somebody.
And here's the crash cam on the roof of Rick Sloan's car, and nobody's going anywhere. This is just a standoff for sure.
Now, they have to make some sort of contact, right? I mean, they can't remain dormant, and this is certainly not being dormant here. They're going to try to move around and hit somebody, but if they sit there and stall, then they get docked points.
Tony Daggess, car number 30. Everybody would like to get out and start scoring some points. This reminds me of one of the derbies we did earlier when the track was a bit wet. And the first heat was a little slow like this, and as the night progressed, it just got faster, tougher, and harder hitting.
This reminds me of rush hour traffic in Houston, Texas.
There's nothing rush about it. Oh, and still 31, Bill Davis, the soft touch car. He's got some, Rob, what's going on down there? He can't even move.
Well, as you accurately predicted, Steve, he is all the way down to the pavement. Like you said, it's about 3.5, 4 inches of sand, and he's got his tires rubbing up against that. That's what all the smoke's coming from, and he's still trying to dig his way out of here. But unfortunately, he's sandwiched in between the 26 car and also the 36 car, so he's not going anywhere, I don't think, for a good while unless someone can come and bash him out of there. And like you guys talked about, the width on this racetrack is what's going to create a little bit of a problem tonight. It's only 60 feet wide, and so about 3.5 car lengths is it, guys.
And a lot of these older cars, Dan, from the 70s and early 80s, don't have a very tight turning radius, kind of like a Bonneville Streamliner.
No, you need 40 acres to turn some of these cars around, so it's going to change their game plans tremendously. There's one car out there, the 22 car, Michael Kingsley, Kingpin. He's doing some damage, but it seems like the dirt is just piling up and hard for them to get any traction.
Okay, as they try to sort it out here in Slam Chowder in Springfield, Mass, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll tell you what the judges think of all of this.
He's a demolition derby man. He's all the wreck one car can stand.
Baker State, the quality your car deserves. And by Miller Lite, who reminds you that anything can happen at Miller time.
Well, it's a beautiful night for expo goers here at Springfield, Mass. But for our participants in heat number 1 of Slam Chowder, it is a very frustrating one because in this deep sand dent test rating, if you love burnouts, you'll love heat 1.
It looks like a drag race out there right now. Nobody going anywhere out of the bleach box.
You did this one time in the Astrodome.
Yes, I did. And none other than A.J. Foyt prepared my car. It was kind of a powder puff celebrity match deal, and we had a little bit more room. We got a little bit better traction than this. You know, and they told us to go easy on the girls because we had some of these soap opera stars on there, and those girls were pretty rough, so we had to kind of put them in their place.
How'd you do?
I took second. I had a real good crew. I had Jimbo Bob Williams, Dennis Big Zuki Wilkerson, and Randy Aloysius Taylor as my crew, and they saved the day for us.
That's a good front line. Let's go down to Tim Wilson.
I'm here with the Demolition Determinator, Dutch Holland. Dutch, we know Bill Davis in 31 has won most smoke. But who seems to be winning this right now?
Car 34 and car 29 are way up in points.
34 and 29?
34 and 29.
You know, Dutch, you always remind me of the walking boss in Cool Hand Luke. Has anybody ever told you that?
Oh, certainly, all the time.
We got to get you some mirror sunglasses.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to have to go out and rent the movie so I know what the heck he's talking about. So Dutch likes Thomas Hagen on the 29 car and Mike Bernardi the number 34 car. But remember, 4 will go automatically to the main and 1 will be an alternate. And often that alternate gets in.
A lot of times the alternates don't get hit that much, but they're able to get in. They hadn't scored that many points. In this situation, they're probably log jammed down there, and they haven't been able to get out and show what they can do.
And you know the other competitors are watching this very closely, trying to figure out what kind of strategy they can use no matter what heat they may be in. But look at this. It's like driving on the beach.
I know, and these cars, as you know, in the 70s were not good to drive on the beaches in California, and they're not good to drive on the beaches here in New Hampshire.
You know, unfortunately, all of these cars probably are rear-wheel drive. Right now, a front driver might have some kind of a shot. Mike Bernardi. Mike, well, I say Dutch is right.
Mad Mike Bernardi. Nice Italian fella. He's doing good. He's got some dents in his car there. He's hitting somebody.
And you'll notice, unlike our last demo derby from Reno, there are no station wagons whatsoever, and they were the majority in Reno because, quite frankly, they don't meet the maximum weight limit here. Here's Jimmy Silva, the Shark. He's the guy to watch for sure.
Silva, number 7, 37 here. Isn't that Steve's pick?
That was Steve BYRNE.
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, he's doing okay.
28 car Jason STOMSKI out of Westfield, Mass. has never won. None of these drivers have ever won.
Darian St. Jean, Mad Dog, number 32 there. He doesn't look like he's been banging too many people.
I've had this much action backing out of my driveway into the alley.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Ooh, but
I know where you live.
It's a little tight. I am the BMW shop's best customer.
And now this is gonna be interesting here. Now the 33 car is trying to get out to hit somebody, and he's having trouble spinning his tires.
Well, Captain Crunch, Darren St. Jean, number 32, he's having a hard time finding somebody to crunch. And Germaine Jr., car number 36, he appears to be stuck. How about it, Bob? How about that 36 car?
Yeah, I think he is stuck out there right now, Steve. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about this guy. Now, this race, as you guys talked about, is full of rookies and non-winners. But one thing that Harry Sonny Germaine has done as a rookie is he has won a blindfold race. Now, what happens in a blindfold race? You get in the seat, and you have a co-pilot. They blindfold the driver, and the co-pilot tells you where to go. I guess they do this on short track somewhere. So I think you could probably be doing this blindfolded right now, Steve.
I have done that with John Forrest, only he doesn't even need a blindfold. He just doesn't pay any attention where he's going.
He does it with smoke.
Oh, God. He'd love this, though, being the burnout king of drag racing. Look at this deal. Well, they're just trying to find a way through the fog, the smoke, the mud, the blood, the beer. Things are heating up a little bit here. We got a fire under the hood of this one.
We know what those little hatches or those little holes in the hood were for. We checked on that today. Number 37.
That's Jimmy the Shark.
Jimmy's the Shark Silva. That's Steve's pick down there, and it's not looking too good for him right now. He's on fire. They're going to have to get an extinguisher over there and put him out. I think his night's done.
And all of these cars have a rectangular, almost square hole cut in the hood somewhere near the carburetor. When that happens, if they can't get the hood up, they can just stick the extinguisher down through that hole.
I would have never thought that would have been a problem. I think after banging around like they have been, the hoods would spring and they could get the fire extinguisher in under there easily enough.
They got them chained down.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I learned everything from you.
You know, most of these cars came out here absolutely straight. They were virgins to this kind of competition. They're anything but straight now, even though some of the hits may not have been awe-inspiring. This makes it really tough, though, for the judges
and for Dutch Holland, his wife Fran, to advance 4 drivers and an alternate out of this field. And so, because of the length of this thing, there's 3 shows going on all the time.
Dutch doesn't
look at 34. Such as it was.
Well, they really made a good comeback under the conditions.
Yeah.
It was very difficult for them to get any traction out there, but they put on a pretty good show. There's some dented fenders out there.
And I'm sure frustration is the right word. You want to get out there and hit as hard as you can, but it really is relative. I mean, if you hit and scored more points than anybody else, you're going to go to that main event where the big money and the great big trophy is. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll tell you who advances. Woo, big blazer. We'll tell you about that, too.
Man driving, and that ain't no lie. He's legally blind in his good eye. He can't see much, but he can smell the kill. So you better not get caught standing still.
The Big E is New England's fair, and each of the 6 states in New England have been given an acre of land which is legally sovereign property here at the fairgrounds. In other words, I am legally committing a misdemeanor by standing on the grass in New Hampshire. I'm about to commit a misdemeanor in each of 6 states in 30 seconds. Right now, I'm committing a misdemeanor in Connecticut. Ugh, Connecticut's slippery. Destruction of state property in Vermont. Boy, New England's bigger than I thought. I'm going to illegally assemble in Maine. I may have to sue Maine. Run, Forrest, run! Here comes Massachusetts. I hope those Kennedys aren't home.
Tim, you'd be welcome at any Kennedy function, and Maine may sue you for that hedge. Well, we're cleaning up the debris from heat number 1, trying to drag it out of the sand, actually. They take some 4-wheel drive. But attention, America, the Canadians are coming. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. That's Brewski's I'm talking about, of course. The Canadian Championship team will join us on Friday, October 17th, live on TNN at San Jose Speedway for our intergalactic crunch-off. One of the biggest purses, if not the biggest purse ever paid in Demo Derby competition, $13,400, including valuable merchandise from B&M Racing and Performance Products and Crane Cams. It's all at San Jose Speedway, San Jose, California, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 o'clock out there on the West Coast. San Jose, I've lived there. Dan Pastorini's lived there. We're all looking forward to going back and seeing if the Canadians can pull these kind of hijinks against the American team at the intergalactic crunch-off. So, you know, Battle Molson's. Okay, let's recap heat number 1 and see just who our wise judges have put into the main. How about it?
Mike Bernardi, number 1, obviously. Number 28, Jason STOMSKI. Number 32, Darren St. Jean. 29, Thomas Antonello. And rounding out the field, Mike Gigantino.
Gigantino will be the...
Gigantino, excuse me.
Hey, you're the Italian.
I know.
It ends with a vowel. You ought to know how to pronounce it.
Shame on me.
In Reno, we saw all 4 of our alternates actually get into the main event. And Bobby, is it Baywatch down there?
We're down here in the sand. There's going to be a beach volleyball game breaking out here any second now. And Mike Bernardi, I think I want him on my team because he just won the first heat. Mike, you've never won any sort of a derby before because this was your first one. How was it?
It was great. I mean, it's a totally different kind of experience. I mean, from racing cars to this, it's just, the hits are intense, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, you said the hits were intense, but to be honest with you, it didn't look like there was as much hitting going on as some of the derbies we've seen in the past, although your car does have some pretty good dents in it.
In the beginning, it wasn't bad, but towards the end, when you could start getting some speed and trying to take some radiators out, the higher the speeds got, they really started, you know, jerking my neck, but it was a lot of fun.
All right, a little steam coming from Mike's car. He says that's the only thing that concerns him heading into the final is how his radiator is, but I think he's going to be all right. Tim Wilson, what do you got?
I'm over here with Steve Burns' personal pick, Jimmy the Burning Shark Silva. Jimmy, what caught on fire in there?
I think it was the carburetor one. I'm not really sure. We'll take a look at it later.
Well, if we don't get a fire extinguisher out here, I think we can throw enough sand on this thing to stop it.
Yeah, I got stuck in the sand. I was trying. Nobody wanted to hit me and bump me loose. We'll try better next year.
Well, good luck, and I hope we see you in the main here.
I'm not sure, but I always like to wish somebody happy birthday. Happy birthday, Wendy and Riverside Gang.
Well, maybe we'll see you on the beach surfing somewhere.
We'll try that.
Jimmy the Shark Silva.
Thank you.
And that was interesting, Dan. That's part of that strategy. They saw him stuck there. They know what a competitor is, and no one was going to help him by knocking him loose. It's kind of like if you get your boat stuck on a sandbar. You hope somebody comes by and rocks you off.
No, that's true. They just wanted to leave him alone and didn't want to give him a chance to come out there.
Okay, for us, we're still cleaning up. Heat number 2 will be coming up shortly. But right now, we need to take our Motor Madness act back to the studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Steve Burns.
Thank you, boys. Jimmy the Shark became the Mud Shark, made famous by Pinkerton Bowden. Hey, in just a minute, we're going to talk to one of our experts, Vic Whaley Jr. He's got a great T-shirt, but first, let me show you this T-shirt that came from one of our previous expert analysts and a man who has qualified for the Intergalactic Crunch-Off. From Tim Heffley, me and him went head-to-head in the parking lot. If you can't dodge it, ram it. Appreciate it, Tim. He sent the whole crew a T-shirt. Well, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Vic Whaley Jr. here in Charlotte, and then get back to the New England Slam Chowder.
It's freezing.
And welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina. Steve Burns here. Katie Haas has the night off. Well, actually, she's working somewhere else, but we're doing the job here in Charlotte. Before we get back to the New England Slam Chowder, we have a guest, Vic Whaley Jr. He won the Florida Free-for-All. That's hard to say. He won that back in February on the 21st, and he advances to the Intergalactic Crunch-Off on October 17th in San Jose, California. As you heard Steve Evans say, big money to the winner of that race, over $13,000. And Vic, thanks for being with us. Now, first things first, let's take a look at that T-shirt. I think that has a lot of style. There is Vic Whaley. My favorite two drivers are Vic Whaley Jr. and whoever beats Kevin Huggins. Kevin will be with us later. You guys, both from Coulterville, Illinois, but competitors on the racetrack.
Well, when it comes down to us at the end, because we run a bunch of derbies together, and it's basically just me and him, and he helps me and I help him.
But at the very end?
At the very end, if it's me and him, we just battle it out.
Hey, now you qualified back in February. What have you been doing with yourself since then? Gearing up for the big Intergalactic Crunch-Off.
I've been running more derbies at home.
Now somebody told me, Vic, that once you qualify, you can't race in any of the other TV races. So what kind of, or how are these demo derbies different from the ones you were in February?
Well, they told us that they didn't want to make it like a NASCAR circuit and give points to everybody. Once you qualify, then you're qualified for a grand championship, and they want somebody else to win the top 3 spots to go.
Now, have you been preparing a special car for the Super Bowl of your sport?
I've got me a station wagon for it.
What, be specific, year, make, model. Can you reveal those secrets, or is it tucked away in a garage somewhere with engineers and that kind of thing?
No, it's sitting out in the open. It's just a 75 Chevy wagon.
How long have you worked on it?
Well, I've just got the inside gutted out right now.
Any special preparations?
No, not yet.
All right. Well, we're going to talk with Vic a little bit more later on and bring out his second favorite driver, Kevin Huggins. And when we come back, we'll have the Miller Lite News and Notes. We'll be back in just a minute.
One-minute Maylocks.
The other night I woke up...
City, New Jersey area. No other details were given, but announcements on the specifics. But it's in his genes to win this race. So without further delay, let's go back to Steve Evans and Dan Pastorini for the Slam Chowder.
Thanks, Steve. This was just a little bit earlier. Dan Pastorini, have you ever seen anybody quite as angry as Sonny Germaine?
No, Sonny Germaine is definitely angry at the situation, and I do not want to be one of the prisoners in his prison tonight when he goes to work.
No, and how about Grandma? I think they already had to hit her with pepper spray. But this may placate him somewhat, because if, like a lot of fans, you were paying attention at heat number 1, you said, hey, why don't they get a blade or a front loader out there and get rid of some of that dirt? Well, that's exactly what they're doing. How long a process that's going to be, we can't tell you, but hey, didn't cost these fans anything to get in anyway, so hey,
yeah, it was a good time.
It's a beautiful night. Let's go down to Bobby Gerald.
Have demo will travel, says the shirt of Bob Angie Anderson. Now, this guy knows about derbying. He's won 57 big derbies in his career. And you saw what happened there in the first heat. Now they've worked on the track. Is that going to help a little bit here, Bob?
I think what they're doing is very good. Is like quicksand out there. The first heat race, they dragged the race out a little bit, but this heat race should do real good. Be a lot better than it was last one.
Now, you're one of the Regal Auto Parts guys, so who are you looking to hit here in heat race number 2?
Well, they say Everett's Auto Parts. We'll see.
All right, he's going after the Everett's boys. Tim Wilson?
I'm with Eileen Donahue, the prettiest driver we have tonight. She's going to win everything, Miss Congeniality, everything. Eileen, how does it feel to be the only lady in this whole race?
It feels fantastic. I love it. I love being the only girl out here playing with the boys.
Is it true you're Jim Mann of the Brockton Bunch's secretary and girlfriend?
That's right. I certainly am. My brother Brian Donahoe, too. He's my pit crew, and he got me into driving in the demolition derby.
You got it painted up pink. Was Pinky Tuscadero one of your heroes?
She certainly was. Absolutely.
Well, good luck, Eileen.
Thank you very much. Hey, Jimmy Hamilton. Hi, all my nieces and nephews, Mom and Dad.
Well, you can see that they're pulling number 36, Sonny Germain, off the track here, and he's still griping out there, but I guess he might have been instrumental for having the dirt removed in this next heat.
I think so. I think Tim Wilson always had a crush on Pinky Tuscadero. That name seems to come up at every demo derby.
I think they went out once.
You think they went out once?
Absolutely.
Okay. You know, Bruce Chapman in car number 43 has two big loves in his life. I love it when a plan comes together like that. Demolition derby and fishing. So you can imagine he's a big fan of Motor Madness and all of TNN's famous fishing shows. You might even say he's gone, well, a little overboard.
Welcome to today's show with Fishing with Bruce Chapman. It's a beautiful day, Saturday afternoon. The sun's going down. It's about 6 o'clock. The tide just changed. Perfect conditions. Now, I know all you guys, you're used to using the spoons, the repellers, the double trolling jigs. But I got the special lure for you derby guys, those hard-to-find pots. Yes, the tow hook. Easy to use, old Chapman family secret. All you gotta do is just chuck it in. You know, this really works good some days and some... Oh. A big one. Oh, look at that, huh? Woo! 440 piston, 66, 67. All you derby guys, I told you, you got to use the hook. Way to get those hard-to-find pots. Look at that, huh? Ready to go? I think we'll keep it. Oh, what a day. What a day. Geez, got another one. Nothing beats the hook. Guys, got to get yourself. What do we got here? Well, they all can't be winners. What's this look like, huh? 78 Volvo fan. Now, for you derby guys, you know these foreign cars, we can't run them, and ain't no good. But today's era of conservation, making fish resources last a little better, we're going to practice catch and release. We're going to pop this baby right back in the water. Maybe some guy in England or Sweden can use it. What do you think, huh?
Sure.
Well, looks good. I think we got a squid on here. We got it. Boy, you gotta love this hook. Oh, it's a beauty. No, it's a... Oh, look at that, huh? Hey, no squid. That's a Chevy distributor. Well, guys, all you derby guys, that concludes today's program. Use the Chapman hook, and you get those hard-to-find pots you really need. And that concludes today's show, Fishing with Bruce Chapman. And I'd like to see you next week where we're going to try the little lobstering. Rear end, transmission, hook a little derrick up, and we'll be eating lobster by 4. Well, thank you very much for watching, and God bless. Boy, Salty, this is a beauty. Hey, let's go home and put on Mom's car, see how it runs.
Dan, now I know where you got the ingredients for your slam chowder.
You know, I think we left a couple of pieces out there, Steve. Let me ask you something. Was he saying pots, as in cooking pots, or was he talking about parts?
I wonder, Miracle Productions, I wonder if they're hiring.
I hope so.
Oh, man, what a job Bruce Chapman did on that. Natural-born thespian. Well, the dirt's coming off pretty quickly, so it looks like heat number 2 won't be far away. In fact, they're already out on the racetrack. And up soon, your favorite, Dan.
I'm looking forward to this, Steve. I've been hearing a lot about it, but, you know, we're just going to have to wait and see. I still think it's more soccer than football. We'll find out right after this.
The power to do it.
In the middle of the Big E is Starleton Village, a living history museum dedicated to the authentic recreation of 19th century New England. For instance, this woodwright, John Miccola, who's working on an old carriage wheel the old-fashioned way. None of this newfangled stuff for John. What's that noise, John? Is that like some sort of 19th century bell, or?
No, that's my cell phone. Can you answer that, Tim? It's on the buggy.
Yeah, on the buggy. John's woodwright. We do woodwright. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. It's your computer guy. He said he's got you online and your website set up, but the hard drive's messed up.
Tell him I'll fax him back later. I'm busy.
Yeah, he said he'd fax you back later. He's working on a buggy wheel. Yeah, okay. Boy, none of this newfangled stuff for the people here in 19th century New England. Did you hear Lincoln got shot?
No.
Just doesn't read the morning papers, that's all. And Tim, try to snag that hat from the guy, would you? Boy, lots of white knuckle stuff going on at the Midway here at the Big E. As he said, the 10th largest state-style fair anywhere in the country. And here is grid number 2. Bob Anderson out of Brockton, Mass. He won so much money, he makes his house payments with it. Bruce Donut Boy Chapman in car number 43 from Hanson, Massachusetts. We'll be seeing in car number 44, that will be Reckless Ray Giddings from Woodchester, Mass. There's smiling Mr. Giddings. Eileen Donahoe, you met her earlier, the only lady in the field. She loves it, calls her car Bruno the Dog. Mark Dr. Doom Hayes, a 79 Dodge. He rolled it behind his house recently practicing. That was a little bit embarrassing. Glenn Zimmerman, Southeastern Mass. Kevin S. Brown out of Brockton, Mass., the home of a lot of these drivers. There we see Kevin Brown, also out of Brockton. John Wirrup, same hometown. Love the hair, John. Darryl Hayden out of Brockton, Mass. as well. That's getting redundant. Here's one of the battling Bucknams. And this is Steve Bucknam Jr. Gary Sparks will be in car number 52. His friend Lonnie Clark in car number 53. John St. Jean from Derry, New Hampshire in car number 54. Good-looking guy there, John. The Invisible Man. Number 55 is Edward LaPie from West Springfield, Mass. Number 56, Brian Jones. And he won his very first demo ever. Pretty cool. Scott Harris rounds out the field in car number 57.
We're going to have a little bit better traction, I think, this time. Here we go, Steve.
Oh, it's better already.
Much better. There's a little bit better height there.
But you notice the wall right there. As you said before, you can't really turn around so early, so you're going to take some of your own shots against the concrete barrier.
You really do. You've got not only your opponents out there, but the wall does come into play. There's Eileen. Eileen's doing pretty well.
And she's got a crash cam. You can see it right there.
Ooh, that's a good hit there.
Oh, babe.
Right into, how is that, America? Right into your living room.
And Bonnie's, or rather Eileen's windshield.
No, that's a little trim. I noticed that in the pits today. That is a lace trim going across the back of the windshield there, or the rear window. She took a good hit there from number 56. Who is that? That's Ryan Jones. Brian Jones.
How feminine. A little lace around the rear window. Look at it. She's getting mad now. She took a couple. They came after her.
Let's take another peek at this, and at number 45 here, see if we can watch this shot. That's the one that came into your living room, and there's the lace right there at the bottom of the screen. Very nice touch.
Ooh, and here from another angle, look at this. Hello. May I come in? Knock, knock. John Wirrup. Oh, Johnny. He got some points for that one.
You see number 47, Glenn Zimmerman there. He's kind of bogged down a little bit. He's trying to get out of that bog. Like you said earlier, it's so tough to turn these things around in any kind of a short radius. And it's, you know, they've got to stand off to the side a little bit like Eileen's doing here and then wait for somebody to clear and then come out.
That was some good driving.
That really was.
For sitting there a little too long. I mean, that was some nice throttle control. Going forward, reverse, get it out of the stand. Good job, Eileen.
We should start seeing some, this is number 46 here. This is Mark Hayes.
Dr. Doom.
I played with Dr. Doom, Robert Brazil. He's a heck of a linebacker, and he's going to hit that guy just like Robert used to hit people.
Yep, Steve Bucknam Jr. took a shot to battling Bucknam. Had one scored against him on that one.
I don't see much smoke coming out of any cars yet, so we've still got a lot of life out there. There's a lot of cars that are moving around, and there's a lot of action. There's a couple stalls at the top there. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting serious.
That's Bob Anderson. He said 57 wins. He's as close to a professional in this as there is.
Well, remember, we talked to him earlier today. He was over there sampling the stew.
As it gets closer to the end of the time period, everybody's starting to get a little more aggressive, more steam coming out of the radiators. A lot of these engines will run, however, for a good long time with no coolant whatsoever. They've got more tricks and lubricants, kind of like the stuff you make down in Houston. Oh, what a shot. 51, Steve Bucknam took.
There's number 51, Steve Bucknam, one of the Bucknam family.
Crash Jr.
Crash Jr. He's learning at a very young age and how to play this game.
Not only can they not run station wagons, they also aren't allowed to notch the frame where it'll bend up like they can in some of the other derbies in other regions of the country. That's 47 Glenn Zimmerman, painted up like a factory Dodge racer.
That's number 603. That's our boy that was wanting to take on the Bucknam family himself. And he's pretty excited at what he sees out there right now.
Well, I'll tell you, they've sure mauled Steve Bucknam Jr. Lots of steam, lots of smoke. Who with a good head of speed in reverse, striking the way you should, is Brian Jones. Okay, we're still got plenty of action to go here in heat number 2. We're going to bring it to you live here on TNN's Motor Madness right after these quick messages.
He'll hit you with a gas floor, you get the dashboard, there goes your bumper. Better get the wrecker warned. You feel like an Iraqi in the desert storm.
Well, Slam Chowder action continues live at Dan Pastor Indy. It's hostile ammo off the playing field.
There's a little testosterone being thrown around down in the pits, Steve. I think we're going to see some action tonight.
Yeah, between the Everett's Auto Parts and the Regal Auto Parts, guys. And take a look at this. Welding, anyone? It does. Looks like a mini little Ferris wheel. Car number 53, Lonnie Clark, has lit up a rim.
And there's another shot at our only lady out there, Eileen Donahoe, and she's doing real well. Number 53. That's Lonnie Clark. He's smoking a little bit. Number 56 coming into your picture at the bottom of the screen, Brian Jones. Lonnie Clark looks like he may have a little problem.
Brian Jones, number 56, he's a huge Mark Martin fan and showing the kind of tenacity that Mark does in Winston Cup. And how about, ooh, she's taking some shots in these here, moving around. Eileen Donahoe. She said she quit her job, but her boss is her boyfriend, so she'll probably get it back.
And he's one of the top derby guys in the East Coast, so sure. I don't think it'll be a problem.
I don't either. Bobby Gerald, how's it going, pal?
You know what? You know how tough Eileen is? She was once put upside down playing derby football, so that just gives you an idea how tough this lady is. She's out here giving these guys all they can handle, Steve.
And, you know, Dan, it helps in any sport to be at least fairly physically fit. Witness the hit that 46 Mark Hayes. I mean, the better fit you are, the less you're going to hurt tomorrow morning. Football through here.
Absolutely. Unlike one of our colleagues that seemed to have hurt himself on one of those segments that we did earlier. I don't want to start any rumors about Tim Wilson pulling a muscle or hurting an ankle.
No, he'll be on the injured disabled for a couple of weeks. Eileen Donahoe, she's out there scoring, babe. She has 2 wins in her fairly brief career. Scott Harris. Scott, what are you doing, man? Scott just can't figure out what gear he wants to go.
Scott's kind of got himself in that dirt a little bit. He's down here in the end where they push the rest of that dirt aside. Boy, number 42, Bob Anderson, Angie. He's hurting a little bit. That was one of the fellows who was trying to eat our chowder earlier.
That's right.
He looked like he has chewed on a couple springs.
I guarantee those lobsters didn't go to waste.
No, they did not. All right.
Okay, Mark Hayes, Dr. Doom, car number 46. He's probably going to be a leading contender to go to the main event, and we'll tell you, in fact, we'll show you the winner and what all happens just as soon as we come. Ooh, back. We'll be back.
Yeah, the boys gonna snipe you, the inside swipe you. Better call Prudential, they're peeling you off the wall. You're gonna need a differential and a Tylenol.
It's freezing. England Slam Chowder here at the Big E, the Eastern States Exposition. It looks like it's the end of this little match.
Well, not technically. They threw a red flag, and we'll show you why on tape. In fact, one involved the winningest driver in this heat, Bob Anderson, who had just a bit of a fire.
Just a little bit. I think he was cooking his lobsters a little too hot.
And it didn't take him long to get out of it. So it appears that he won't get his 54th Derby win tonight. Emergency crews on hand.
Well, he might get a chance.
Yeah, right.
Maybe not. It's dead.
So it is going to be checkered under the red. As time runs out, there was only a couple of minutes occupied by the red. It'll be interesting to see how Eileen Donahoe does in the 45 car, if the judges liked her well enough to put her into that main event. I hope so, because she looked pretty darn strong. I got to tell you, the old Bruno the dog never, ever gave up. Okay, as they clear the carnage to bring out heat number 3, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to beautiful New England.
Yeah, the boys gonna snipe you, the inside swipe you. Better call Prudential, they're peeling you off the wall. You're gonna need a differential and a Tylenol.
When I first arrived here at the Big E, I thought to myself, boy, these people in Springfield sure are stiff. Then I realized this isn't a people. This is the mechanical man, the official greeter here at the Big E. This just in, turns out Washington has just announced the mechanical man will be Al Gore's running mate in the year 2000. He's looser than Al, he's more spontaneous than Al, and he's better with people.
Watch this, folks. You won't believe it.
It's amazing.
Wait a minute. The best is yet to come. Wait. Right there.
Oh, I don't believe that. And that is our Randy Burns, our mechanical man.
And here's a woman that's by no means mechanical. She's as animated as she can be right now, because Eileen Donahoe, second in heat number 2. She will go into the main event, led there by Marquez.
Followed by Eileen, then followed by number 51, Steve Bucknam Jr., 44 to Ray Giddings, and 56, Brian Jones. And I think Tim has someone that we need to talk to.
I'm with the winner of heat number 2, number 46, Mark Hayes. I know you're in a hurry here, Mark. What was the traction out here? How was it out here on the second heat?
Traction was a lot better. There was a lot of hard hitting. I mean, it was a more aggressive demo than the first heat. Second heat was a lot tougher. A lot more cars stayed running until the end. It was easy. You couldn't get stuck as much. I mean, it was a lot better.
Oh, it was like a beach out here at heat 1, so just be thankful you were in heat 2, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm standing alongside Eileen Donahoe, and Eileen, we knew that this was going to be a brawl. We talked about it early in the open, and you were part of the fun that we had there. There was some hitting going on. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks. That was great. I love it.
Tell me about that Derby out there. There was a lot more traction, and I mean, what was your best hit during that one?
I don't even know. I went all the way down across the track at one point and nailed somebody from down this end. That had to be the best hit that I made, I would say.
We saw you celebrating like crazy when you found out you were in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's always nice to make the feature. Always nice. My third time.
She's going to be in the final tonight, and she's going to be one to watch. I was very impressed with her performance there in that heat race, Steve.
Yeah, so was I. Bruno the dog didn't even suffer all that much damage. And what a wonderful smile from the only gal. I wish there were more, actually. It makes it very interesting. Eileen Donahoe, great job. And let's go to Steve Burns. What do you think, Steve, huh? Pretty cool for Eileen.
Yeah, man, they're putting on a... I should say that my man Steve Bucknam is going to be in the main event. But first things first, as we take a little break, we had Vic Whaley Jr. earlier. He is in the Intergalactic Crunch-Off on October 17th, and his neighbor His neighbor, Kevin Huggins, is going to be in the show as well. They both live in Coulterville, Illinois. As I said, they're neighbors, but mean competitors when it gets right down to it on the racetrack. As I said, all the way from Coulterville, Illinois, Kevin Huggins and Vic Whaley Jr. And Kevin, let's be serious here. Your response to this T-shirt on Vic Whaley Jr., which says, in case you missed it, folks, my two favorite drivers are Vic Whaley Jr. and whoever beats Kevin Huggins. Your response?
I think it's great, but the reason he had my name put on it is because he couldn't spell Schwarzkopf. He didn't want to misspell it, and so he put my name on there. But.
So the truth comes out. Hey, now, you guys were telling me a minute ago, share with our viewers, you guys were in a big battle after the race in Florida where you went against each other.
Yeah, we was. It come down to me and him, and we made a couple good track shots.
You're the last two standing, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Final two, and come down to me and him, and we made two good track shots, and all four wheels on both cars come off the ground. And he won. My drive shaft broke.
So you got bragging rights then, Vic?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't rub it in or anything, did you?
No. We just partied.
Yeah, we had a blast.
I like that. So, all right, you're going to go out to San Jose, California for the big race. How do you prepare for that, Kevin?
Well, I haven't started on anything yet, but we didn't know where it was going to be or anything. Yeah. But my wife's got family out there, so we'll probably go. And
hey, quick question. I understand your wife races, and you raced against her earlier this year?
Yeah.
And what happened there?
It come down to
Vic's
me.
Laughing.
Come down to me and her in that race also, and I ended up beating her. But I got harassed about it for beating on my wife, and she took second. But
and you slept on the couch that night?
Well, they kidded me about that, too. I was going to have to celebrate my victory by sleeping on the couch, but she was happy. She did make me. We partied, too.
There you go. I like your style. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more here in Charlotte, North Carolina with Vic Whaley Jr. and Kevin Huggins before going back to Springfield, West Springfield, that is, Massachusetts, for the Slam Chowder. With our boys here from Coulterville, Illinois, Vic Whaley and Kevin Huggins. Guys, real quick, what do you think of the course out there? Or track, I should say.
A little small.
Yeah?
Needs to be a lot bigger.
How about you, Kevin?
I believe so. It's pretty small the way it looks.
Bigger tracks, though, you build up more speed,
right.
Bigger hits.
And do more damage.
I like the way you think, Vic. Well, it's about time to go back out. Ones to watch right now. I'm going to go with number 62, Jim Mann from Brockton, the godfather of the Brockton bunch. I understand he learned everything from George the King Bucknam. He'll be in Heat 4, and he's helped many others in return by using his used car dealership, the Auto Gallery, as a shop. So without, again, further delay, guys, thanks for being with us. Stick around. Let's go back out to Steve Evans and Dan Pastorini. Guys?
Well, thank you, Steve Burns. Heat number 3 is being assembled out on the battlefield here at the New England Slam Chowder in Springfield, Massachusetts. You're live on TNN. And what's more appropriate at a state fair than a winter circle comprised of hay bales? And when this is all over, from crane cams and B&M Racing and Performance Products, there'll be a lot of awards, cash and trophies and gift certificates. And we thank the Spar Boys at B&M and the fellows down in Hollandale, Florida at Crane Cams for all of their help all year in our Demolition Derby project. And it has really been a project, Dan Pastorini. No one's ever done live television of demo derbies, and we're learning as we go the size the arena should be. And let's face it, most demolition derbies are held at fairs in the summertime, and we've been doing them almost year-round. So, ooh, Bobby, what are you cooking down there?
What am I cooking? I don't know what you're looking at, Steve.
A burning car.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not near a burning car, but I am near Chuck Bucknam. Now, get this. Chuck is the brother to Larry in Heat number 3. He's the cousin to George in Heat 4, the nephew of Steve Sr. Buckman, and the cousin to Steve Jr. Buckman, who we just saw get beat up in heat race number 2. And so, Chuck, are you worried after you saw the pummeling that Steve Jr. just took?
It's just another ride.
Just another ride. Now, who are you going after in this heat?
Anybody that's in my way.
Anybody that's in your way. Lots of traction out there. Should be some good hitting. Chuck Bucknam, definitely the lowest heart rate of anyone here at the Eastern Exposition. Tim Wilson.
You really do.
Tim Wilson, it's your turn.
Oh, is it my turn? I'm over here with the Grave Digger, number 70, Merrill Skeet Smith
supposed to use Merrill.
Yeah, I was told nobody calls you Merrill?
No. Everybody knows my real name.
Well, Merrill, how long you been in the grave digging business?
Oh, since I could get in a hole and get out again.
Well, man, we could have used you in Heat 1 out there with a shovel to try to dig some of these smoking tires out.
Well, I hope to bury everybody tonight, but I don't know if I will or not.
Well, good luck out there, Merrill.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
How do you spell Merrill?
With 2 I's and 2 L's.
Merrill. Merrill Smith.
Merrill.
Merrill Smith. Merrill Smith.
You better tighten up your seatbelt.
All right, we'll be right back with Heat number 3, including Don't Call Me Merrill. Right after some short messages here on TNN, the leaders in live Demolition Derby coverage.
Once every...
As resident daredevil here at Demolition Derby Showdown, I can tell you that the only thing scarier than your mother-in-law is heights. I hate heights. And they put me on the giant Ferris wheel, the largest mobile Ferris wheel in the world, to bring you the sights, sounds, and color of the Big E. Right now, the color is pale. The sound is fear. Ah! Get me off this thing! And the sights, you may not want to see the sights.
I know exactly how he feels. I can ride any race car. I can ride any ride in the park, but I cannot do the Ferris wheel or the merry-go-round. I get sick, too.
Fear of heights is called acrophobia, and I have it terminally. I don't even like being this tall. In fact, I seldom look down from 6'2". Well, they're out on the course, the playing field, the battlefield, whatever you want to call it, for Heat number 3. And one man to watch is Dan McPherson in the number 78 car. Dan's the manager of JB Towing in Stoughton, Massachusetts, and he's learned to use his own brand of management skills to instill the pride of teamwork in his demo derby crew.
Truck 4, I need you to go to East Milton Square to the Shell. There's a Monte Carlo there. The keys are in it. And bring it back to Jay's Automotive, please.
Dan McPherson knows the secret to success in both the towing business and the derby is a good team and strong leadership from the top.
We've been racing Demolition Derby for 3 or 4 years. The key to our success is the team. Without the team, we have nothing. This is the big one. We've done good all year. We've won a few times. We've been successful. This is the big one. It probably takes us 12, 15 hours to set up the car. The guys work hard. Everybody knows what they have to do. We set them up exactly the same. And everybody does their share. I'll be with you in a minute. I got something to do.
You got it.
Okay,
go.
We'll go. Domino's. This is Danny at JB. How are you today, Mary? As you can see, I'm a big couch potato. That's my #1 sport. I like to sit and watch. The guys do most of the work. I do most of the driving. I do all the driving. Doing a great job, guys. Jay, you did a great job on the seat. We got some more stuff to do. You're doing a beautiful job. Looks great. Hey, Bob, you want to stop blowing the holes in the doors? I'm proud of being a couch potato because I'm good at it. It's what I do best. Driving cars is second, but being a couch potato is #1.
Well, what's up, Dan? You gonna help us today or what?
Come on, guys, give me a break. You know I got to conserve my energy and driving in the demo.
Come on, let's go. Get up there, Danny. Let's help us. Come on.
Hey.
You do all day. Come on. Let's get up. Let's get going.
Guys, I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Whatever.
You know, Dan Pastorini, they should bolt that green couch into the 78 car because it appears that's where Dan the Hammer does his best work.
He's very good at it, too.
He is indeed. Oh, and we got lots of little mascots and bunnies and Frankensteins and all kinds of things. And we've got the grid for Heat number 3 that we're going to show you here in just a second as they're lined up at the jaunty angle as Dutch Holland tries to give each heat a little different look. There you see the 75 car of Daniel Butler. And on the pole, so to speak, will be number 61, Lennie HERSH with 24 heat wins. Jim Mann, the boyfriend of Eileen Donahoe, and used car lot. Tom Simpson, a 20-year veteran. Larry Butt Bucknam will be in the 64 car. Dennis Mad Dog Mahan in the 65 car from Brockton, Mass. Divorced and Happy, says Bobo Hagen in the 68 car. Bobby O, they call him. And we have got the crash cam with Chuck Bucknam from Lynn, Mass. Best appearing car, the 68 machine of Baxter Doty from Vermont. Larry Laney, the 69 car from Dover Foxcroft, Maine. Skeet Smith in number 70 from Sear Point, Maine. Larry Cavalaria Jr., the Blue Thunder car, that's number 71. At a Gales Ferry, Connecticut is Don Coley, number 72. And driving a 78 Merc is David Gauthier in 73. He's a firefighter from Massachusetts. Scott Martin from Vineyard Haven. Sounds like a pretty place. He'll be at number 74. Number 75 is Daniel Butler, Waterford, Connecticut. Curtis J. Diodio Jr. from East Hartford, Connecticut in 76, followed by Joel Fishman in 77. And Dan the Hammer Couch Potato McPherson in number 78.
Well, this is going to be a good field. These are former winners, naturally. I think these have the most wins per driver out there, Steve. So we're going to see a little bit more experience, I think, in this this go-round.
Should be interesting when the flag falls to see how they try to get out of their lineup position and immediately get some points on the judges' scorecards. And here they go. Ooh, 73 executed beautifully. David Gauthier, that's 78 Mercury for the firefighter. And he, in turn, for his effort, gets rear-ended by Larry Laney in 69.
There's Dan McPherson now backing up. He's got a good shot at the number 71 car. That's Larry Cavalieri. Looks like they're getting a little bit better traction this time. They got most of that dirt off there, so they're able to maneuver those cars a little bit better. These look a little bit shorter wheelbase than those other cars.
And some of them do. There's some Novas out there. How about 72? That's a good-looking car. Don Cully, that's our in-car.
That's Don Cully, other in-cars, and number 67, Charles Bucknam. Ooh, good shot. Good shot. Good ball, Bobby.
He Benson keeping that along. Larry Cavalieri is 71.
It looks a lot more docile up here until you get that in-car camera, and then you can really see the hits. Ooh, there was a good one there, number 70. Number 70 is Skeet Smith, the grave digger.
And even though these cars basically are stock and the rules are pretty extreme as to what you can do to make them stronger, still an awful lot of safety goes into them as far as anchoring the batteries and relocating the gas tanks and getting all the glass and trim off them and hubcaps off them, and you might cause a problem out on the course. They do a good job. It takes a couple of weeks of pretty long days to get one of these things ready to go. Not a lot of money, just time.
There is a lot of time in these cars. There's no question about that. Number 67, there's Charles Buckman. I think he's one of our other. There it is. There's our crash cam. Good shot on number 71, Larry Cavalieri again. Larry's getting a little bit of a bang-up out there, Steve.
And already there's controversy. What would a demo derby be without controversy? That the cars that transferred from that first heat have less damage and less work to get ready and may be stronger in the main event. But, hey, that's the way it goes. Racing luck.
The luck of the draw. Hey. I never liked it when I had to race Garlets all the time.
No, for good reason.
Number 62, Jim Mann. Putting a good shot there. Number 63, that's Tom Simpson. Jim Mann is Eileen Donahoe's boyfriend, and Eileen works for Jim.
And he owns a used car lot. That's a handy occupation to be in if you're looking for truly used-up cars.
Yes, it's very handy, and, they can both drive them very well.
And, the guys are really appreciative of the efforts that Big E has put into this event and events in prior years. In fact, a lot of the guys just would be thanked to Big E. Just get interviewed. No problem. It's live.
We just saw number, that's 67. I thought we saw Curtis DiDario. I think that's how you pronounce it. We saw him a little bit earlier, and he took a pretty good swipe there in the side. He looked like he was kind of laying off to the side, Steve. He didn't seem to have too much damage to his car, but he took a good shot there a minute ago.
Look at another Bucknam in trouble.
Another Buckman. Well, there's enough of them out there. They're bound to get in some trouble.
The power of numbers.
Here we go.
And you know what you're seeing here, Dan, too, with a little bit of a reduction in speed. Guys are taking more chances making hits with the front end of the vehicle.
Yeah, they are. I mean, there's no time to waste out there, and they're going to hit you with anything they've got. And, like we said earlier, it was hard to turn the radiuses of the cars to get them turned around and get them in position, but now these guys are just hitting with everything they've got to get it over with.
What is a freelance mechanic?
that's a guy without a job, maybe?
Probably. Mad Dog McMahon. That was the 65 car.
There's Joel Fishkin. We just saw him a minute ago. He's from Norwich, Connecticut, number 77.
You've been a freelance football player, I remember a couple of years.
We used to call it free agency, but you never know.
Okay, we're going to be back with some more slamming and bamming, crunching and munching right after a break. You're live from New England on a beautiful fall evening.
It's the demolition derby man. He's all the wreck one car can stand.